The world watched in astonishment as an unexpected development unfolded on the global stage. US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin announced their agreement to initiate peace talks. The goal was to end the grueling war in Ukraine. This surprising turn of events came after a phone call between the two leaders. It signaled a potential shift in the geopolitical landscape. Both presidents expressed a desire to find a peaceful resolution to the conflict. This marked a significant departure from the escalating tensions of the past. Trump's decision to engage directly with Putin drew mixed reactions. Some saw it as a bold and necessary step, others viewed it with skepticism. They questioned Trump's willingness to stand up to Putin. Despite the uncertainty, the agreement to pursue peace talks offered a glimmer of hope. It remained to be seen if this would lead to a lasting solution. The international community waited with bated breath. The announcement followed a prisoner exchange between the United States and Russia. The timing of the swap fueled speculation about a possible thaw in relations. This exchange involved high-profile individuals. The US released Alexander Vinnik, a Russian cryptocurrency expert. Russia freed Mark Fogel, a US teacher. This exchange, while seemingly unrelated to the Ukraine conflict, added to the intrigue surrounding the peace talks. Trump's public praise of Putin further complicated the situation. He lauded Putin's use of his common sense slogan. This raised eyebrows among those who viewed Putin as an adversary. Trump's admiration for the Russian leader was well documented. This latest instance of praise only deepened concerns about his ability to negotiate effectively. Despite these concerns, the prospect of peace talks offered a ray of light in an otherwise bleak situation. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky found himself at the center of this unexpected development. He faced a difficult choice. The prospect of peace was undeniably appealing, yet the terms of any agreement were critical. Zelensky expressed cautious optimism about the talks. He emphasized the need for a lasting peace. This peace, he insisted, must be built on a foundation of respect for Ukraine's sovereignty. Zelensky's primary concern was ensuring the security of Ukraine. He sought concrete guarantees from the international community. These guarantees, he believed, were essential in preventing future aggression. The Ukrainian people had endured immense suffering. Zelensky was determined to prevent a repeat of the horrors they had faced. He knew that any agreement must address the root causes of the conflict. The US policy shift regarding Ukraine's NATO membership added another layer of complexity. Trump's statement that Ukraine joining NATO was not practical caused concern in Kiev. This shift, along with the administration's stance on Ukraine's territorial integrity, left Zelensky in a precarious position. He needed to secure meaningful concessions from both Russia and the US. Zelensky understood the importance of diplomacy. He also recognized the need to protect his nation's interests. He prepared to navigate the treacherous waters of international negotiations. He aimed to secure a future for Ukraine that guaranteed its security and sovereignty. The world watched, hoping that Zelensky's leadership would guide Ukraine towards a lasting peace. The surprise announcement of peace talks sent shockwaves through Europe. European allies, caught off guard by the US-led initiative, expressed concerns about their exclusion. They emphasized the importance of a united front. This, they argued, was crucial in dealing with Russia. Many saw the US move as a sign of waning commitment to European security. European leaders were particularly troubled by the shift in US policy regarding Ukraine's NATO membership. Trump's dismissal of Ukraine's aspirations raised questions about the future of the alliance. The message seemed clear: Europe would need to shoulder a greater share of the burden in its own backyard. This marked a potential turning point in transatlantic relations. Adding to the unease was the Trump administration's stance on Ukraine's territorial integrity. US officials deemed restoring Ukraine's pre-2014 borders unrealistic. This signaled a willingness to accept, at least in part, Russia's annexation of Crimea. European allies viewed this as a dangerous precedent. It raised concerns about the future of international law and the territorial integrity of other nations. Despite these concerns, European leaders recognized the need for a peaceful resolution. They cautiously welcomed the prospect of talks. However, they stressed the importance of including both Ukraine and European nations in the process. The stakes were high. The outcome of the negotiations had the potential to reshape the security landscape of Europe for generations to come. The potential ramifications of the US-Russia peace initiative extended far beyond Ukraine's borders. The outcome of the talks had the potential to reshape the global balance of power. A successful negotiation could usher in a new era of cooperation. It could signal a de-escalation of tensions between the West and Russia. However, a failure to reach a lasting agreement could have dire consequences. It could lead to a renewed escalation of the conflict in Ukraine. This, in turn, could draw other powers into the fray, further destabilizing the region and raising the specter of a wider conflict. The world watched with bated breath as the future of global security hung in the balance. The negotiations also had profound implications for the future of Europe. The continent found itself at a crossroads. The outcome of the talks could either strengthen European unity or exacerbate existing divisions. A successful outcome, one that upheld Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity, could bolster the European project. Conversely, a failure to reach a satisfactory agreement could deepen mistrust between Western allies. It could embolden Russia. It could potentially lead to further aggression. The stakes were incredibly high, and the world watched with a mix of hope and trepidation as the negotiations unfolded. The decisions made in the coming weeks and months would have lasting consequences for Europe and the world.